Thanks for watching. Today in this video we're going to set up a relay on my Cisco ASA firewall to DHCP relay on my Cisco ASA firewall to be able to get an IP from my DHCP server that's running in my lab here on a Windows Server 2009 standard edition. So there you can see we have 7 VLANs: VLAN 18, VLAN 8, VLAN 28, VLAN 38, VLAN 48, VLAN 58, and VLAN 68. So the first part of this you're gonna see here, I'm gonna go on the server and I'm gonna go on the DHCP server, which is what you're seeing in this video. And currently the main VLAN is the VLAN 18, and it's really simple process to create a new scope. So you just go into your DHCP server, expand the IPv4, and you right click and you select new scope, which is what I'm doing here, and I'm gonna go through the process and create the VLAN. And the simple process there for my VLAN, the way I created it, is to keep the Class A IP address range, which is in the 10 dot, and you can see, like, for VLAN 48 it would be 10.48.20.0 as the network. So that same idea, VLAN 8 would be 10.8.20. So yeah, you're gonna see here going through the process creating that scope for VLAN 48, putting in the default gateway, putting in the DNS server that the clients are going to be using, and here in my lab I have 2 DNS server, as you can see there. So though I have 7 VLAN, I'm not going to use VLAN 28, and I'm not going to use VLAN 38. Those are 2 VLANs that I'm not actively using right now, but I'm going to be creating a scope for all the VLANs that I'm using, which is VLAN 8, VLAN 18, VLAN 48, VLAN 58, VLAN 68. VLAN 18 is my primary network. That one was already there. After creating VLAN 58, there's only one more VLAN left to create, which is VLAN 68. And just a brief description of the VLANs. I think I had it there in the screenshot. VLAN 18, that's my main LAN, so all the servers, my desktop computer, my primary desktop computer is on VLAN 18. VLAN 8, that is for my Ubiquity UAP, the UAP AC Pro access points. So my 3 APs and the controller PC, which is actually one of my private Minecraft servers. They're on VLAN 8. VLAN 48 is our camera. So I have some blink, not brick, can't think of the name right now, but I have my Blue Rams camera, and it's blank. I can't think of the name, but my camera is on VLAN 48. VLAN 58 is for the kids, the little ones in the house, to put them on a separate VLAN. And then VLAN 68 is for myself, the Fire Stick, and for my wife as well. So we're on VLAN 68, the kids are on 58, camera 48, the APs on and the controller on VLAN 8 and VLAN 18, everything else, which is the primary network VLAN. Right, so we'll wait here for the scope to finish, and I'm just going through the VLAN and just config. I'm just going through the scope here and just confirming what needs to that the DHCP settings are correct. Okay, I'm logged in. I'm in the privilege mode. Now I'm going to go in the config. Right, so I went into config and I went out just now, and I'm doing the show VLAN so you could see all the VLANs that I have, which is all the ones that I listed there. Again, I have 7 VLANs currently, but I'm not using VLAN 28 or VLAN 38 at the moment. Now I'm going to run another command, which is to show the IP interface IP brief. And I wanted to run this command because now you're able to see the interface that are configured. You can see I'm using interface 1.1 and interface 1.2. However, in 1.2, I'm using sub interfaces. So that's why you see 1.2, 1/2.8, 1/2.18. And those are sub interfaces and so forth. So now I'm bringing up the Cisco website that I'm using, that I'm going to follow to set that DHCP relay. All right, so going back to the PuTTY here, I'm going to first bring over my notepad window. Basically, it's everything that I've entered into this Cisco ASA, I've copied here when I was setting up the interface, so you could see the security level that I set. You could see me setting the sub interface, you could see me assigning it the VLAN, you could see me naming it, you can see me setting the security level, and the security level on all the VLANs or the sub interface is 100, which means it's trusted for the most part, except for VLAN 48, which again, that's my camera. However, in this video, because I'm not a Cisco expert, I don't have a CCNA or anything. All of this I pretty much researched online how to do, but because I didn't want to fiddle with the firewall or figure out how to get this work if I don't set the security level to be the same across, I just went ahead and changed the security level on the VLAN 48 sub interface there from 50 to 100. Right, that's the simplest approach, because it's going to be communicating to my main network, which is the trusted network. And I didn't want to troubleshoot or allow any extra protocols or anything like that. I just wanted to keep it nice and simple, so I went and make sure the security level is the same as the security level for VLAN 18, which is 100. So all the security level is now 100, which is what you're seeing there. So the next part of this now, you're gonna see here. So the next part of this, according to the article, in order for us to enable DHCP relay, DHCP needs to be disabled on the interface. And you recall there what I said, we're using interface 1.2, but we're using sub interfaces. But even so, that means we have to go into all of those interfaces and disable them. And the command to do that is no DHCP enable and the VLAN that you or the interface that you've added. So no DHCP enable the interface that it's on. And you could find the interface by doing no, Cisco is pretty good by using the tab. So you just basically put in no space DHCP, or you could tab it out, and then space, enable, tab it out, and then put a question mark. I think I might be doing that here, but put a question mark at the end. So it shows you all the interfaces that you have and the applicable name that you're going to be using. So here you can see that I'm putting no DHCP address. That is not necessary. I was doing that as part of because I'm not a Cisco expert. But I know that when you want to disable something, you just put a no in front of it. So I just, thought it would be best to put a no DHCP address. That's probably going to show up somewhere else, but I did not put no DHCPD address for the other interface. It was just on this one I decided to do that, but it's not necessary. You could just do no DHCP enable and the interface, and that will disable the DHCP server. So there in that command prompt window that you just saw, I just open a CMD and look for the DHCP server IP address. So that's what I'm entering in this command. DHCP relay space server, and I put in the server IP address. And then according to this command in the Cisco window, I need to put in the interface that DHCP server lives on, and that's the VLAN 18. So that would be the VLAN 18 or the interface 18 that I'm going to put in here in my example. So the DHCP server is connected to VLAN 18 / interface 18. And again, if you don't know what the correct options you have, just put a space, question sign. So you could see, put a space, question sign, and that will show you your options. Right, so I believe that's what I'm going to do here. Nope, I tried to press enter, that did not work. Okay, so there it is. I put in the question, and it's showing that I could use VLAN 18, 28, 38, 48, 58, 68, and VLAN 8. So I'm going to do VLAN 18 because, again, the DHCP server is connected or lives on that VLAN 18. So that's what I put in. The DHCP relay server is now set up. Well, it's not now set up, but I've entered the command there. So now I'm trying to enter the second command, as you can see there, which is to enable. So I'm doing the DHCP relay enable, and I'm putting in VLAN 58. So now you put in the individual VLANs, but you can see I'm getting an error there, and that error states no. It's saying no DHCP enable server. Or I can't enable DHCP relay when DHCP is enabled. So basically what I need to do, which goes back on my previous comment, is that I need to disable DHCP on all the interfaces. So from that list you can see I have interface 18, VLAN 18, 28, 38, 48, 58, 68, and 8. So now I need to go in and disable that on all of the interfaces. So that's what you're seeing me do here in this command. I'm going to do it for 18, even though I don't think 18 was necessary because it wasn't enabled to begin with. But nevertheless, it's probably not going to earn. So I disable it there, disable it on 8, 48, 55, 68. And even the ones that I'm not going to use, 28 and 38, I have to disable them as well. Okay, so now that's disabled. Right, so you could see there the third command on that list was the DHCP relay set route. Now, if you look on my screen there, you can see that I did set it, but it wasn't necessary. So I went back and removed it by doing no DHCP relay set route and the VLAN that I had set it for. So you do not, in my lab, I did not need to use the VLAN set route. However, you can see I just did the first and the second command and the timeout. That's what I did. So here you can see I'm doing the DHCP relay enable VLAN 8, VLAN 48, VLAN 58. VLAN 58 was above, if you recall. That was the first one that I did. So I did here in the last three, I did VLAN 8, VLAN 48, and VLAN 68. VLAN 58 was the previous one that I did, if you look at that screen there that I just removed. So now I set it to pull, and you could see here VLAN 48, I'm getting the IP address. VLAN 58, I was not getting an IP address. VLAN 8, I was not getting an IP address. And VLAN 68, I was not getting an IP address. So what I had to do was to go and reboot those devices. I had to reboot my APs, and on the kids' computers, so two of the computers were getting static IP, so I changed that to DHCP, and then it started to pull. So once you change the DHCP settings, you just have to reset your device or reboot your device for it to start to synchronize. And that's what I did. And you can see now the kids are, devices are coming in. So VLAN 58 was the kids. You can see one of the devices came in there. VLAN 68, again, that's our network. The Fire, our Amazon Fire Stick are on that. My device is on it. My wife devices are on VLAN 68. And yeah, VLAN 48 was already working. Yeah, we just reset the devices. Not reset, but reboot. So unplug and just plug it back in, essentially. And once it came up, it got a new IP address from our server, and everything seemed fine there. Going back to the kids VLAN 58, they had to, what is that? Again, so they had a static IP address on those computers, and then the TV was off. So the TV's on, the Roku TV is on that VLAN. The kids' PC are on that VLAN. So, and the kids' PC had the static IP address. So once I changed that to DHCP, and restarted it, it started to pull those. You could see it there in the list. So it's now pulling the PCs. Both TVs are on, and the kids also have tablets as well, which will eventually connect and everything. So yeah, that all looks good. So here you can see I'm going through my main network there, which was already working, VLAN 18. Yep. My main network there, which was already working, and I'm just going through all the scope just to make sure everything checks out. Again, VLAN 18, my camera network, VLAN 58, the kids network, everything showed up. VLAN 68, the main Wi-Fi for my wife and I, and the Amazon Fire Stick. Okay. So just what I wanted to do was to, get the server to issue the IP address, and it's working for all the VLANs. Now there's a final step. Which we have to do. All right, awesome. So yeah, here you can see that final step that you have to do there is you need to save your configuration in the ASA, because if that device resets, it's going to remove all those changes. So there you can see I'm typing it out. Please remember to save. And the way that you save is you just do WR space M, short for write memory. Okay. So now I just want to say thank you very much for watching this video. Hopefully this is helpful. If you like it, just go ahead and like and subscribe, comment if you'd like me to make something else. But yeah, this is my home lab network here, and kind of show you how that's configured. And I was able to accomplish what I wanted to do. I need to go in and clean up those 2 other VLANs that I'll probably just leave for now. Yeah, thank you for watching.